patterns. This is the demand of the developing world, is if you would give us the recipe, we could make it ourselves. And so far, that one is still in flux.
Let's have a quick word on the economy, heavily based, service-based economy in the US. And despite that, the economy did relatively well in 2021. How worried are experts that the government will see Omicron as this real difficult area, and will it stall the economy in the next year?
So far, the economy has been robust. The jobs figures have been reasonably robust. It looks like we are learning to live with it. The persistent issue is one of inflation, that Americans are finding everyday items to be so much more expensive. And the government did an excellent job in distributing checks to people during COVID. One of my sons at university who did a summer job got $3,600 in checks from the government. He got 3 stimulus checks because he had one. So he's been living off this money for about 18 months now, as have many Americans, by the way. But that money is running out now. The extended unemployment has gone. There are no more stimulus checks. Inflation is real. Is inflation just going to be transitory, as the Fed chair has said? Well, it's an awfully long transit ride. So the hope is that inflation drops at some point in 2022 and then the US economy really takes off.
Lise Doucette, our other expert here in the studio. Lise, you spend a lot of your time in places of conflict where people's lives are so difficult without throwing a pandemic into the mix. Let's talk about Afghanistan. Can the Taliban, for instance, lead Afghanistan and manage the country in the context of this wave of Omicron?
Well, even before the Taliban came, Yogita will remember that there was not a face mask to be seen this year on the streets of Kabul because, quite frankly, Afghans were seeing the Taliban advancing district by district. There was a wave of targeted assassinations. So Afghans said, well, if we're going to die, certainly not going to die of some disease that we're not even sure exists. So we're basically going to continue living our life. And besides,
in the run-up to the year 2000, the world was gripped by the fear of the Y2K bug. Remember that? It was predicted that as the date changed into a new millennium, coding in computers would fail to cope, creating untold chaos. One potential problem was that prison security systems would fail. And in our podcast series, Storycast 21, we take a look back at how they prepared for the clocks turning 12.
The so-called Year 2000 computer bug has generated fears that anything from nuclear missiles to interbank trading systems could fail when 1999 turns into the year 2000.
The way the year is represented, with 2 digits rather than 4, could well lead to systems thinking 00, the shorthand for 2000, is instead 1900.
Back in 1999, I was living in Australia, among the first major economies set to experience the millennium date change. I remember the Australian government taking Y2K really seriously. There were huge concerns around law and order. The computer bug was set to throw into chaos the Australian prison system, creating opportunities for escape.
They use technologies to detect people breaking in and people breaking out.
This technology was controlled by a network of clocks and timers that open and shut cell doors. If these clocks stopped working when the date changed from 1999 to 2000, well, this may hand thousands of prisoners the chance of an escape. The countdown was on.
And to hear what happened next, just download this week's episode of Storycast 21. It's really good. It's available on the Sky News app and, of course, on all your podcast providers. Time for a quick look at the weather.
Look forward to brighter skies. The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
It will be an exceptionally mild start to the new year, but also rather wet and windy at times before things turn colder next week. Outbreaks of rain, heavy at times, will move northwards today. The rain will become slow-moving across central Scotland, but should clear fairly quickly from England, Wales and Ireland to leave a blustery but very mild day with sunny spells. The rain will gradually ease as it slowly moves northwards across Scotland this afternoon. Meanwhile, scattered outbreaks of rain will affect western fringes of Ireland and Northern Ireland at times. Bands of cloud and rain will move northwards across the UK and Ireland tonight, although the southeast is likely to stay dry. It will be very mild but windy with coastal gales in the north and west. A narrow band of rain will move eastwards on Saturday with brighter skies either side. It stays mild and rather windy for most with severe gales in the far northwest. Heavy and blustery showers will develop in western Scotland, Northern Ireland and in the Republic.
The weather, sponsored by Qatar Airways.
You're watching Sky News. Coming up, how the increase in COVID hospital admissions is putting increased pressure on frontline workers.
Los cuatro elementos sustentadores del ser humano. Todos nosotros los seres humanos somos medicinas. Los elementos nutran nuestra existencia sobre la madre tierra. Desde las prácticas ancestrales mayas de Guatemala, todos los elementos estamos conectados. Todo tiene una conexión. Nosotros los humanos somos un elemento más con la madre naturaleza. Así que los invitamos a todas las personas para que se apunta o se acerca en Anigua a este taller respecto a la conexión y sanación con los elementos. ya que nosotros los seres humanos somos tierra, somos agua, somos aire, somos fuego, nuestro fuego interno. Es momento para retornar, para conectarnos con los elementos. En esta oportunidad vamos a conocer los colores de las candelas que representa a cada elemento, al mismo tiempo instrumentos sagrados que podemos tener en nuestras casas que representa también los elementos, porque muchas veces el ser humano nos desconectamos espiritualmente, nos desconectamos con la madre naturaleza y hay desequilibrio en nuestro camino, en nuestra existencia, y es momento para poder saber cómo conectarnos, cómo darnos luz a nosotros mismos a través del abuelo fuego, fluir a través del abuelo agua, alimentando nuestra mente a través del abuelito aire, al mismo tiempo también cuidar nuestro cuerpo que representa la madre tierra. Así que en el pensamiento maya todo es gratitud, cada momento es de agradecimiento, al mismo tiempo también invocando a los elementos para nuestra protección personal, nuestra protección familiar, en nuestro trabajo, en nuestros espacios, que podamos tener esa luz, esa vibración y danzar con el viento, danzar con el agua, danzar con los pájaros, danzar con todo lo que existe y cantar a la madre tierra para sentir su palpitación como seres humanos. Así que los invitamos y bienvenida a este programa, a este taller de los elementos. Matiosh, Matiosh, Matiosh.
The shot will be enough to keep us all safe. It says the target to offer one to every eligible adult has been reached. Though of course that doesn't mean every person given the chance necessarily took it. Around 7 in 10 adults have now had a booster, but many more will need to as the UK seeks to beat COVID in the year ahead. Sadia Chowdhury, Sky News in Westminster.
Well, with the surge in Omicron cases starting to translate into increased hospitalizations, pressure is mounting on the health service once again. But there are fears a shortage of COVID-19 rapid tests is leaving the NHS hamstrung, with thousands of healthcare workers self-isolating. A little earlier, we spoke to the chair of the British Medical Association, Dr. Chand Nagpal.
We need to really watch the data very carefully. What's concerning is that we are seeing significant increases in people in hospital. In fact, we now, yesterday, the number of people admitted and also the number of patients in hospital, is at a level as high as during the lockdown earlier this year in spring, in sort of February, March. Now, that's a significant number and it's increasing. So whilst the proportion of people who end up in hospital as a result of Omicron is smaller, we're definitely seeing significant increases. And the trouble is that those increases in hospitalization mean that other patients, and 6 million people are on a waiting list at the moment. It's a record for the NHS. 312,000 have been waiting more than 12 months. It means that they can't then be treated in hospital because their beds are being occupied by other patients. 25,000 patients were admitted with COVID in a 4-week period before Christmas. Those are 25,000 beds that could have been available for other patients. To add to that problem, we now have the situation where many staff cannot get their lateral flow tests or a PCR test, which means that they can't return to work because what they need to return to work is to demonstrate a negative lateral flow test on day 6 and 7, which was specially introduced so that we could shorten the period of isolation. So this is creating enormous problems for us. And for the workforce that remains, they're having to carry out the work of their absent colleagues, and that's adding additional strain and stress. But patients are therefore going to suffer as a result.
Let's speak to Professor Paul Hunter. He's an expert in infectious diseases and a professor in medicine at the University of East Anglia. Good morning. Thank you so much for talking to us. How worried are you about the rates?
And certainly the hospital rates going up is quite alarming. they are probably going to continue.
You can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Starr, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clemens, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business. The show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Hello, lovely listeners. Tune in to the renewed show with Charlotte. Make it a date to listen to me this and every Thursday at 5 p.m. on Star Radio UK. Tune in to an hour of power, an hour of encouragement, an hour to inspire you to stay positive and strong in this season. See you there and listen.
Check me out.
He tells me my energy is making him tired.
Yes!
How do you get the energy to do
I've been told that I have a lot of energy, but my goodness, I think today I have met my match, people. I have met my match, Miss Suzanne. Wow, amazing.
One of the things that's the start of digging the hole of darkness.
So what did that?
Myself and the world will adjust. And 2019.
Forget the proverbial boardroom. Join me, Simone Frazier, on The CEO, the program that gives you the driving seat over your life. Every Tuesday, 8 p.m. only on Star Radio.
Are you looking for the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy door-to-door shipment company? Well, look no further. When was the last time your family received a shipment back in Ghana on time and in time? You are not sure? Well, Lamb Shippers, we pride ourselves with being the fastest, reliable, and trustworthy shippers you can use. You are assured of a prompt pickup anywhere in the UK by our personnel. They also make sure your items are well packaged to get to its destination in time. When it comes to door-to-door shipment, look no further. Well, Lamb Shippers, contact us on 07939009321 or 07498911820. Or you can visit our website www.welllamp.co.uk. You can also drop us a mail, info@welllamp@gmail.com. Well Lamp Shippers, fast, reliable, and trustworthy.
Getting onto the property ladder has never been easy until now. Join us this and every Thursday from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. live on the Property Hour show on Star Radio UK, where we talk to mortgage brokers, property developers, estate agents, landlord, tenant, property consultants on how to invest or get into the property business and make money. You can't afford to miss this. The Property Hour show is your best source into the property industry.
Hi there. Are you dreaming of owning your own house in Ghana? Then you will need a well-documented piece of land that is free from troubles. I highly recommend My Africa Property for any size of land that you will need. With My Africa Property, lands are available in Pram Pram, Sopoli, Tohenia, Ogome, Dodoma, Winneba, and many other locations at affordable prices. These locations are about an hour away from the airport, only 35 minutes from the motorway, 10 minutes drive from Central University College, 10 minutes drive to the beach, and close to Prum Prum Senior High School and Ghana Men's Soccer Center of Excellence. For more details, visit our website www.myafricaproperty.com or call our UK office on 0208 123 2523. For our US and Canada offices, call us on +1 585 184 994145. You can also email us at ghana@myafricaproperty.com. Hi guys, this is your friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Broadcasting live online.
Body is your man. Bekutu, show them you got the cocoa set. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Harry Song, aka Mr. Songs. This is the Kingmaker Baba for the girls. We're here. This is Star Radio. Don't go nowhere. UK, London. We they call them London for home. For here, we they call them London. And that's how you know. Just have fun and stay blessed.
Hi there, this is CJ Buckman, your life coach. And whenever I'm in London, I listen to Star Radio UK right here. But guess what? You can listen to wherever you are.
Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7. All around the world. In your car. At work. At home. On your smartphone.
This is Star Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Hey there, this is Archie, and it's a Star Radio UK. Show. Let me hear all the Jesus lovers shout unto God with a voice of triumph. I want to hear all those people in the back. We want to lift our voices and shout to the audience of one. Let every
Broadcasting
tongue, dick, and
worldwide,
Harry in
online,
West
24/7.
Hear our voices. Lift your voice. 1, 2, 3, go! We wanna lift our voices one more time and let every angel in heaven hear us. Lift your voice. 1, 2, 3, go! We lift up praise to you, Jesus. Shout it out loud, everybody. I want to hear everybody shout it out.
In your car,
This is Starr Radio UK.
Are you ready to turn it up?
Here we go. Nyankopon ye yiwa ye ye bon kase bonierade. You know it, everybody. Wana sasinina kutuo odumanko maeja. Lift your voice, let's go. Adam nane that is how I welcome you to today's live broadcast. You know, I nearly said service because, well, tonight we'll all be going to church. And those of you go to church, and those of you who don't, and we want to call out his name, Emmanuel. Well, some way, somehow, find ways and means to also give thanks to the Almighty God who has given you the opportunity to see this year through, and the fact that we are alive means that God has been good. And let me take this opportunity to say good morning to Pastor Emmanuel Chidi and to all our wonderful listeners from across the globe who are listening to us this morning. The last morning show before we enter the year 2022. And I will want you to share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages as well. If you can hear me loud and clear, give me a thumbs up, share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones and invite them to like our pages. Today is the 31st day of December, the year 2021. The time now 10:50 from the House of London. With some nice gospel reggae tune coming your way all the way from Ghana, from Makase Brempong. Once again, let me say good morning to Pastor Emmanuel Chile and a happy new year in advance. And let me say good morning to Kojo D. He'll be joining me during the course of the program this morning for us to analyze or review the year 2021. How has it been for you? And then after that, we'll be looking at some other story that has made the rounds as well. But hey, Mr. Frank Davids, Mr. Olayomi Koiki, Felix, Mr. Francis Guy, all the team, I salute each and every one of you. I appreciate the work that you've done for this radio station. So from management to every presenter on Starr Radio UK, I salute you all. I cherish your services and your patronage to our providers as well. I salute you. Comfort Ivy, thank you very much for the message this morning, all the way from Minnesota. Mr. Isaac McKeever as well, and the family there in Illinois, Chicago. Yes, I salute you all as well. To Sidel and Albert and your families there, I salute you all. Let me say a special good morning to our money man, Mr. Dan Tabiri, CEO of GIL Accountancy Services. Yes, and the family in Kent as well, yeah, and the girls, I salute you all. I hope you are all doing very, very well. Everybody. Let's go. Well, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. To Dr. Martin, I say a massive good morning to you. To Mr. David Kluche, good morning to you and a happy new year in advance as well. To Mr. Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin, good morning. To Mr. Malik Dramani Mahama, my brother Kwame. To all of you who in one way or the other have been part of the radio station. I'm not talking about even from the beginning, but I'm just talking about this year who have been with us, cheered us on in difficult times and everything. I salute you all. To all the presenters who are going to various sites to bring us news. Mr. Olaimi Koiki being the head of that department. Yomi, massive good morning to you as well. My listeners in the US in general, those of you in Europe, those of you in Asia, those of you in Australia, those of you on the African continent as well, salute you all. Mr. Ebenezer Hammond all the way in South Africa, Cape Town to be specific, and Chantel, good morning to you, all you guys in that office, I salute you. Don't worry, I'll be paying a visit pretty soon. Another nice visit, that would do, wouldn't it? Okie dokie do. Alright then. So it's a special morning here. I'm going to bring you the code for the day, the weather forecast and the travel update. Yes, everything seems to be going on the way it's supposed to. And then after that I'll be bringing you the news that is making the rounds. That means global trotting. Yes. Then after that we'll start reviewing the year 2021. How has it been here in the UK and other parts of the world where you are? The lines will be open for your voice to be heard as well. That will be at 12 o'clock exactly. And then exactly at you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. 1 o'clock the curtains will be brought down for the end of the program. However, if you want to to post your comments or anything of the sort on the show, feel free to do so. Go to our Facebook page and post your comments there, or you can text or WhatsApp it to us. The number is 07539661744, and I promise you I will read it. Still enjoying the music from Akase Brempong. Some nice reggae medley there. Please share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. Let me say a special good morning to Reverend Michael Esiama and Minister Emmanuel Agbleke for the good work done this morning as well, preparing us, ushering us into the year 2022.
Under the canopy of love, my Savior will cover me, give me security.
Okay, so the quote for the day says, for the last day of December 2021, giving is the most fulfilling of all pleasures. Giving is the most fulfilling of all pleasures. So give. This morning you can give me something. You know what I want? Share the broadcast. Share the broadcast with your friends and loved ones. And to those of you who listen to us from Africa and the developing countries who use, data costs an arm and a leg, yet you try your best to still enjoy the programs that we bring. Follow us on all those platforms. My goodness, I salute you all.
My Savior,
straight to the weather front. Well, it's been mild than usual of late. So let's see whether today has anything special. Likely it's going to be dry this afternoon with cloud breaking up to reveal some brightness. A breezy but exceptionally mild day expected as well. Tonight will be largely dry night with a mixture of variable cloud and clear spells. However, the cloud will tend to thin for most towards dawn, leaving longer clear spells in places.
it's so wonderful.
The top temperature is going to be 15 degrees, the lowest is going to be 11 degrees. UV level is going to be low, pollution is going to be low, and sunset 1601.
It's so wonderful.
While we continue to enjoy that music, let me bring you the travel updates as well. Keep your eyes on the roads. Now, on the underground this morning here in London, severe delays on the Bakerloo line are due to train cancellations. Valid London Underground tickets will be accepted on London Overground between Euston and Harrow and Willesden. Also on local bus services. On the Metropolitan line as well, there is reduced service due to minor delays between Moore Park and Watford due to train cancellations. Good service on the rest of the line. The next departure from Watford is approximately 10:52, so you would have missed it if you are now getting towards there, unless you are on the train at the underground now. Waterloo City Line has still got planned closures. That aside, all the others have got good service. London Overground is still having a part closure Friday the 31st of December until 18:15. Yes, 18:15 this evening. No service between Wandsworth Road and Clapham Junction. Trains are diverted to and from Battersea Park for southern connection to Clapham Junction. TFL Rail DLR London Rambling, good service there. Okay, some reggae tune there still in the background for you. Hope that I'm making your morning.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, so on the riverbar this morning, Woolwich Ferry is suspended. My apologies. All the others have got good service. Let's move on straight to the National Rail. On the National Rail, cross country have got special service. First Transpennine Express special service, Great Anglia special service, ScotRail special service, Southern special service, and Transport for Wales special service there as well. Now moving on to the final segment of the travel update, that is the major routes in London. A4 has got closures and Central London Red routes closures there as well. And as I will say all the time, well. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. Drive safely. And have a happy new year. Okay? See you in 2022 when it comes to the travels. All right then.
SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely commission-free. Our exchange rates are excellent. You can see for yourself by checking them out on our website. So how do you use SendWave? SendWave is an app that you can download onto your phone from the App Store or Google Play Store. The app is free to download. After downloading it, just open the app and enter your name, email, and phone number. That's it. You're good to go. Make sure you use the promo code SR. S for Star, R for Radio. This promo code will give you £5 free credit to send to Africa on your first transaction. Your money will be delivered to your recipient within seconds. Feel free to call me on 0749 7377 647 at any time. I'll be happy to tell you all about SendWave and help you in any way I can. Remember to use the promo code SR for £5 free credit. Medasse.
Tune in to On Point here on Star Radio UK with Empress Regina every Monday at 5 p.m. GMT. Looking forward to your company.
Hi everyone, it's your girl BB Clement, the author of How to Go From Employee to Entrepreneur and the host of your weekly business show, BB Means Business. The show where we discuss everything you ever wanted to know about business but you were afraid to ask. How do I start my business? How do I raise the finance? How do I grow my business? Where am I going to find my customers? Join me every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. on Star Radio UK to get all the information and tips that you need to become a successful entrepreneur and become financially free. Remember, don't let life dictate to you. Rather, put your signature on life.
Yesu ni wangu wa uzima wa milele. Yesu ni wangu wa uzima wa milele. Yesu ni wangu wa uzima wa milele. Uzima wa milele.
Okay, another nice tune there for you from the Joyful Way Incorporated. Yes, the Gospel Explorer 2020 for you there. But well, we are ending 2021 today. And how many hours more to the end of the year? We're talking about, call it, almost 13 hours. Let me put it that way. Almost 13 hours. Because it's now 3 minutes. That is, 12 hours and 57 minutes to the end of the year. How would you review the year 2021? How have you seen it? How has it been for you? It's what myself and Kojo D will be doing, and we want you to join in as well. Which were your highs and which were your lows? This is all coming your way from Star Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, let's go global trotting. Let me tell you what is happening today across the globe, and then we'll have time to review all the other stories that's made the rounds. Well, UK incomparably better place this new year. Prime Minister is saying Boris Johnson urges revelers to take a COVID test and remember the importance of ventilation. Well. But it's the case where there is a shortage in lateral flow test kits. So how do you do it? Well, someone's saying as well that now with people booking in for the vaccines, people have booked in but they decide not to attend. Well, we don't know what is happening. Maybe the person has contracted the virus and therefore he can't come and take the vaccine. I mean, so. But Boris Johnson is urging revelers to take a COVID test and remember the importance of ventilation. So let the windows be open and make a joyful noise. Alright, A New Year's booster target met across UK. That's what the ministers are saying. And some other story, a very sad one here in South London, here close to us in Croydon. A fatal stabbing of a boy is 30th London teen homicide. 2 separate stabbings means the number of teenage homicides has passed a previous peak of 29 in 2008. Now, what are we looking at when it comes to our youth for the year 2022? Well, in some other stories as well, the Prime Minister's letters with standards advisor is to be published. Now, Labour says Boris Johnson has made a mockery of public standards amid a row over his Downing Street flat. Are we getting some third world stuff happening here in an advanced country? Well. Now, France has suspended COVID transit ban for UK nationals, so EU-based Brits trying to get home will be allowed to cross France during the Christmas period. Well, some shootings have prompted armed response at hospital. Armed officers are sent to a Birmingham hospital after 2 teenagers arrived with a gunshot wound with gunshot wounds. Oh my. But are you in a mood of celebrating whatever it is? It's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Why in other parts of the world as well? Putting to Biden, new sanctions will be big mistake. The US and Russian president spoke by phone for almost an hour amid rising tension over Ukraine. So you dare bring any sanctions? Big mistake. And tens of thousands flee Colorado wildfires. Some 30,000 people, north of Denver, are told to leave their homes and state of emergency as a state of emergency is declared. Well, in Virginia, a Confederate monument has been is heading to the museum. A Black History Museum in Richmond may soon receive the controversial memorial. Well, when it comes to those of you who like cruising, going on cruise, well, avoid cruise even if you are vaccinated. That's what the CDC is saying. Now, it says that there has been an increase in onboard cases since the emergence of the Omicron variant. It's obvious. Plus the air condition, the circulation and everything that goes on in there. Because I remember back in the time, in 2020 when the COVID was rampaging, I remember myself and Frank analyzing some of the stories, and we're saying that, look, this is airborne. And the experts were saying, no, it wasn't airborne, like all those community that they were doing. So when people were even locked in their cabins on cruise ships, they managed to catch it. And that's how lives were lost. But I don't think it's advisable for you to go on those paths. But some people say that, well, we have to live our lives. If I'm double vaccinated, I might get ill, but I might not die. I might get infected, but I might not get worse off in hospital or ending up in hospital. But we have stories where some people are in hospital. Now, survivor speaks of relief at Maxwell guilty verdict. Annie Farmer, who was groomed by Glenn Maxwell, says she hopes the verdict will bring others solace. Well, some opioid trial has gone on. A New York State jury has found the drug maker Tia, has found the drug maker helped fuel the state's deadly opioid epidemic. So what were they doing? Were they doing a test and giving opioid to others, to people, to Jews, and then it's ended up making them addicted or causing lives to be lost? Well, it's all coming your way from Starr Radio UK. I'm moving on straight to the Middle East as well. Children pools are accused of normalizing harassment. The car maker apologizes for an Egyptian commercial in which a woman is photographed without consent. Oh my word. Well, I said, fighting Jordanian parliament caught on live stream. I did touch on that yesterday. But I told you, it's not peculiar to only Ghana. It's happening across. In Kenya, it did happen a couple of days ago. Yes. Now, Saudi Arabia reimposed social distancing and masks. The measures apply to all indoor and outdoor public places, including Islam's two holiest sites. Somebody say we're keeping the 2 meter distance. You know how it's they sit in their cars and keep 2 meter distance, so the cars are everything. That's what keeping the distance. You don't hit someone's car, right? Well, it's all coming away from Starr Radio UK. Well, a woman has self-isolated in plane toilet mid-flight. A U.S. teacher says she spent 5 hours in the toilet after testing positive for COVID-19. So, what happened? Did she test positive before getting on board the flight, or midway maybe she was having a cough and decided to take the test and then found that, oh gosh, I've got it, and then went to the toilet? But especially when we talk about AC, where the whole thing is being circulated around the place. It's obvious that it's a matter of time that somebody might have contracted it, or anyone on board or sitting close to her might have contracted it. Well, Russia has ordered health and drug checks for foreigners. Business groups criticize the new law requiring mandatory fingerprinting, drug tests, and STD checks before you come to Russia. My goodness. That's it. Let me say good morning to you. Well, so if you got any STD, don't dare go to Russia. They will not allow you in. Is it a ploy to somehow maybe cap on a what do you call them? The gay community or something of the sort? Well, it's all Starr Radio UK. Well, some lovely tune going on in the background. As I said, well, it is the New Year's Eve. Well, South Africa is saying that Omicron may have peaked. South African says officials relax restrictions, noting lower hospital admissions from the Omicron variant than feared. Well, that means that maybe the Scottish, the Northern Ireland, and the Welsh might have to go on our part and just ease restrictions for them. Maybe just after the new year. What about that? Well, Ian Wright says AFCON is being disrespected. The African Cup of Nations is being disrespected by some negative media coverage, says former England striker Ian Wright. We'll bring you more on that front as well. Now, still on the African continent, Sudan forces kill 4, raid media house in Khartoum. Why? We'll bring you more on that as well. Well, Mali dialogue backs extending John Test's mandate by 5 years. Really? I thought that they were just going to be handing power to a civilian government pretty soon, but hey, that seems to be what is happening. I will bring you some details of it in a moment. And Cape Verde have banned end-of-year parties amid surge in COVID cases. But I think that maybe with the stance of what the South Africans are saying, that well, there's not been a hike in hospitalization and therefore we can just get on with our lives. We just ease things and let people get on with it. But someone saying that, well, the World Organization itself is saying that, the Delta variant is still there, and so we have the Omicron as well. So Delta cum Omicron spreading around. So maybe if Omicron is not causing so much hospitalization, maybe the Delta is still there and might cause some infection. What do you think about that? As I said, Kojo is in the house. He'll be seated, and once we are ready, I'll be putting him on 2021. Whoops. 365 days, and how do you see it? Which is your highs, which are your lows? What would you want repeated in the year 2022 for you that happened in 2021? We'll be looking at all that in a moment. The federal government is to inaugurate Kano Kaduna Railway December 2022. In Nigeria, Buhari signs 17.126 trillion naira 2022 budget into law. Whoops, big money. Abducted Plateau traditional ruler regained freedom. 8 suspects have been arrested there as well. Well, Sowore has attacked Jonathan for visiting Buhari in Aso Rock. Why? And you know the case against Sowore as well. We've not heard anything about it. He's kept in Abuja. His movement has been restricted. His family is in the US and he cannot get there. Well, we'll be seeing more about that. What has it been for Nigerians as a whole? 11:17 the time. Starr Radio UK, the station. Nnamdi Kanu as well in prison, though, but he's making his voice heard. Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has said politicians are responsible for the atrocities in Imo State. Kanu said the recent events in Imo State have vindicated IPOB of being responsible for insecurity in the state. Now, police officers have arrested Uche Nwosu, son-in-law to Imo West Senator Rocha Okorocha, during a church service. Nwosu has since been released by the State Police Command with no reason given for their action. Global Trotting from Starr Radio UK.
Come on, sing it.
Hitting in Ghana as well. Now, NADMO is a broke institution. Who is speaking? Shifa Gomashi. And in Ghana, if you're in Ghana and maybe you are thinking of going to the beach, or what do they say? Meet me there. Maybe is it not tonight, or maybe tomorrow morning? They are saying ban on beaches lifted. Yes, you can go there and enjoy yourself. Those of you who have traveled down to Ghana and to Nigeria and to all those places to celebrate your New Year. Boko has an overlord. Respect this Supreme Court ruling. Government to faction. Yesterday we did talk about a story where a woman has been killed. A pregnant woman was killed for not directing a group of men to a particular person. For not directing, they decided to kill her in Boko. What is going on there? Alright then. Most dangerous criminal networks in Ghana have been dismantled. ACP Kwesi Ofori says. True or false? When it comes to insecurity in Ghana, how do you see it? Or security issues in Ghana, how do you see it? I am human. I can make mistakes. Bagging defense record and slams concocted bias allegations. Okay, this and a lot more going to be coming your way from Starr Radio UK. Enjoy the rest of the song, and myself and Kojo will be coming your way to look at all the details of some of the stories and review the year 2021. Stay tuned and don't you go away.
One day. Hey, 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 everybody. Hey, one
Radio UK, the leading Afro-Caribbean radio station in London.
All around the world.
Where my boys at? Come on.
Welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed that tune from Joyful Way Incorporated. It is a time that we're giving thanks and praise to the Almighty God. It's not because what some will say. It's not because we are so special or no, or maybe we were so careful or nothing to do. It's just by the mercies of God that we are still alive, and we are happy and grateful to God that you are still there as well, and you are here with us this morning, the last day of the year 2021. And we are going to share a very good moment with you as well. Like I said, with me in the studio is Kojo. Kojo Day is in the house as well. Kojo, good morning to you.
Good morning, Archie, and good morning, all the listeners.
How are you?
I'm good. Yeah.
Great.
Today being the last day of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think we are hopeful that the new year will bring better things for us.
Yeah. Of course. We trust that God will bring better.
Sure.
Yeah. Good tidings of great joy.
Good
Tidings of great joy to us wherever we are and wherever you are as a listener. As I said, especially those of you in the third world countries, I mean, developing, we call them developing countries. I mean, it costs you an arm and a leg to buy data. And yet you still continue to listen to us and watch us. So we salute you. I mean, we really appreciate your patronage there. Lots more going to be coming your way come 2022. Lots of plans there, and as the Bible says that, well, commit your plans or your ways into the hands of the Lord, and He will continue to establish. We are trusting that all those plans will come together, and we will be of a blessing to you as you've been a blessing to us as well. Okay, now with Kojo in the house, as I've already said that we're going to be reviewing the year 2021. But let's quickly have a look at some of the stories that have made the rounds today, and then we can quickly move on. The Prime Minister has gone on. I mean, still, I don't want to say he's been stiff-necked or naked, as some would say, but he's looking at the statistics or the data and looking at just a recent information that has come from South Africa that is saying that, well, even they are seeming to ease the restrictions there because the anticipation that the Omicron variant could cause lots of hospitalization didn't actually hit those highs, and therefore though people have been infected. So do you think that it's about time that maybe the Prime Minister decide what he's saying? I've told you, let's get on with our lives.
Yeah, I think what it is I think the other day when we were here I was saying I think on this one they seem to be managing it appropriately. Well, they kept saying the data is still new. Yeah. But we've done more than 3 weeks with the data, and with 3 weeks, they would have known exactly how the data is translating into hospital admissions and deaths, which hadn't actually happened, as we know, with the previous variants. There had been, whenever there was a surge in hospitalization, it results in deaths.
The surge in deaths as well.
So, but although they said Omicron is very infectious, which I know, yesterday, there was a phone call from somebody we know, the whole family has had it. Last week, a friend of mine who is also the whole of the family. Now a few people have called, and the whole family have got it. So very transmissible. But it is very. But that transmissibility, there is a word like that, is not resulting into a surge in hospitalization and hospital admissions and deaths. So I think for some reason that is why they're looking at the data, looking at it and saying, no, although this is really highly transmissible, but this is not resulting into something we saw in the previous strains. So as a result, we still want to manage it as we go along, and I think for a vast majority of people, that's how they think it should be. The US sometimes goes into overdrive, but this time around, they've also not gone on to overdrive.
Now, some people are thinking that because of political expediency, because they are looking at it that if they shut things down at the time, because come 2022, they're going to go in for midterm elections, and they don't want to. They don't want to. The government doesn't want to. I mean, hold people down, and people don't want to obey anything. They just want to get on with their lives. So they are saying, okay, let's. And then the Prime Minister, with what happened last year with his people having cheese and wine parties and stuff like that. So it's a bit, let me just relax this time around, you know.
But the fact still remains. I mean, the night before, last night, 3 nights ago, I have constantly tried to monitor the reports of deaths. I mean, last night was probably about 50 something. It was even smaller than previous days. So, well, they say holidays, it doesn't really get fully reported. But at the same time, I think a lot of people have taken their own precautions and stayed away from huge family gatherings, parties. Virtually work parties and things were cancelled. I mean, I know in my other place of work, the party was cancelled
Yeah.
I mean, there were suggestions for a party, and nobody really
nobody wants to be infected.
And those suggestions even came in probably around October that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but people were still thinking, we don't know what the government was going to do in December, so we're not going to commit to go doing a party. People were opting, let's wait until next year and see what happens next year. So nothing got planned for, and places that even had planned for it, they cancelled it. I know a few people who run restaurants. They said the people cancelled their parties. They just didn't. Could rang up and say, you know what, we can't come to the party because of the surge in this Omicron variant, so we are not coming, and they cancelled it. So people took precaution. I mean, I've been kind of casting my eye on my neighbors.
You were saying the other time.
They don't have families visiting them on both sides. I mean, my neighbor on the right has his family growing, he has grandchildren. None of them turn up. They didn't meet with a family. And on the left is the same. Usually the grandparents will come over.
This time round.
They didn't even turn up.
Okay.
Yeah, and I spoke to one of the neighbors also down the road. He also said, although he had Christmas presents for his grandchildren and children, he just asked their parents to come and pick it up.
Yeah, don't bring them close. Let them just stay.
Normally they would have all turned up in their cars from both families. So he has two children, and both children have turned up with their husbands. Their wives and husbands. So they'll come with the entire family. Everybody will be there with the grandchildren. But they didn't. They simply didn't turn up.
But what the issue about the shortage in the what do you call it, lateral flow test kits? I mean, we have an issue with it. Now, Prime Minister is saying, you can go to your various activities that have been planned. We have the Mayor of London saying no. So they're not going to be like an official. Normally, London will organize an official welcoming of the new year. But this time around, there's not going to be anything of the sort. And the Prime Minister say, okay, make sure you do a test before you go out, and make sure that where you are going to, there is ventilation, and trying to say that people have to be very, very careful. But we have a shortage of the test kits.
Yeah, that is another difficulty, isn't it? It's a difficulty when you're telling people to test themselves before going out to all these events. And you don't have the test kits to provide for people to test themselves before they go out to these events. So you see where it is. It's extreme difficulty. They were promising a week ago that people will have it, but
it's still not there. There's a shot.
You can think of all the possibilities that you think you want to test, but there's a shortage. I mean, so that in itself is a problem. Wow, talking about the London mayor, I think he even cancelled all the programs before this Omicron.
It was an Omicron case. So I think it's first week in December or thereabout.
The first week it was announced. We're in the fourth week. The first week it was announced. We didn't even have the data. We didn't even know how it was. He just cancelled the New Year Eve celebration. Which, well, I don't usually go to his New Year Eve celebrations anyway, so that wouldn't affect me. But I think he took a political stance.
Well, you know that
because he has so much pressure. And apart from that, because London tends, I think, apart from the political pressure, he had also looked at a lot of his constituents, which is London, Greater London in general. And if you look at the previous strains, you find that London was seriously affected. London became the epicenter of all the infections. So I think he was looking at all those data and decided, well, I would rather cancel it rather than having my political opponents coming out my throat. Yeah, so it was more of a political stance. But as the days progress or the weeks progress, as predicted, London became the epicenter.
It did.
Infection.
Yeah, it did.
And again, it's reported that it's the capital. London or Greater London is where a greater number of people
have not vaccinated.
And again, there are more anti-vaxxers in London, or people who don't even are not anti-vaxxers, but they don't really
want to go and take nothing.
So you can see where the problem lies in London.
Now let's look at the case of yesterday, the day before yesterday. Or was it yesterday? Yeah, there was a situation in Milton Keynes where anti-vaxxers went demonstration destroying test centers.
Piers Morgan and his gang.
Was it Piers Morgan?
It was Piers Morgan and his gang of anti-vaxxers.
I didn't know that Piers Morgan was part of it. I thought that he's always been advocating for people to take the vaccines and stuff like that. Yeah.
No. It's Jeremy who has been Jeremy. It's Jeremy. Piers is Jeremy's brother.
Oh, so it's not Piers Morgan. It's Jeremy Corbyn's brother.
Yeah.
Piers Corbyn.
Yeah.
When you say Piers Morgan, Piers Morgan. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry. That was I misspoke.
Yeah.
So Piers Corbyn. Piers Corbyn. He and his gang of people. Piers Morgan, the Rottweiler on former GMTV, who had a great following, and people like him. I know he's advocating for people to take the vaccine.
Yeah.
So it is Piers Corbyn. Piers Corbyn and his gang. Who went to the center, a vaccine center.
So, I mean, it's not on because if you don't support that, you don't go in. Let people because we can see that it's having an impact. Now, people taking a vaccination, it's having. That's what is bringing hospitalization down. Can you just imagine that if people have not taken the double doses and even the booster? With what is happening, it would have just killed lots of people. And well, we know there's such skepticism when it comes to the vaccines. Some people having all these conspiracies pertaining to vaccines in the past, and therefore don't want to take it. Fine, it's something that they believe in. But to go to such an extent, threatening people and going to a center, I think there was.
No, that's not the first time. Piers Corbyn and his gang has done that. There have been instances that they actually blocked entrances to a vaccine
centers.
They've done that to vaccine centers, so they've been known to be doing that. But I think this is a step a bit too far for them to go seize equipment.
Destroy some of them, and then
I think it was a step. Which means that the whole day, people who actually want to
and have taken time off to come and do that.
Not only that, is their own also let's put it this way, is their own also freedom of rights.
It's their right to go and vaccinate. It's your right not to vaccinate.
Same as he and his group are also saying you don't have any right to force people to vaccinate. Have a vaccine. It's the same. People also have a right to say if they want to take a medical procedure. I have always been the advocate of you cannot force somebody to have a medical procedure. It's against their rights. In the same way, if I want to have a medical procedure, you cannot block me from having that medical procedure. It's also against my rights. So either way, I don't know why they would do that, and I don't know what is informing their decision to go. Because nobody would think that somebody could prevent somebody from having a surgery in hospital.
No,
that is what it's amounted to.
now, Yeah, but the police says that they are going to investigate it, and if any rules have been broken and stuff like that, they will prosecute them. So I mean, we just keep fingers crossed and see what happens from there.
Does he really care? I mean, how many times has he been arrested? I mean, he's a complete I don't know the word to use, but he creates too much unnecessary hula baloo. Yeah.
About nothing as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, listeners, it's Starr Radio UK, your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Okay, now there's been some there were some stabbings in Croydon, and it's quite worrying. Now, 2 separate stabbings mean the number of teenagers homicide in London has passed the previous peak of 29. So now we are looking at 30, but it's quite worrying. In a year, Ashburton Park in Croydon, a 15-year-old boy was also found fatally wounded in Ashburton. The fatal stabbing Thursday evening happened shortly. There was one that happened, a 16-year-old boy who has died after being stabbed in Hillingdon, and then another one in Croydon. So you ask yourself, what exactly is going on? And I mean, it's one of the areas that we'll be reviewing, because as to whether the state has done enough to give assurance to parents that your boy child, your teenage is safe, is secured. It's another thing. But
what can we say? It's just not too far from where we're broadcasting from. Maybe about 6 or 7 miles or
away from here.
Yeah. So it's a bit of distressing for people. It's an area that I know very well. I lived there 21 years ago. I lived literally. There was a library within the Ashburton Park.
Oh, okay.
So that library has now been moved from there. Currently, the park serves as a recreation ground. So it has always been a recreation ground. Whenever we have all those rides for children on holiday, that is where they put the rides, because it's a massive park. And recently, a church has been renting the former library premises that was within the park. So to hold its services. So for such a thing to happen in one end of the park, and there's a tram stop behind the park. I mean, because I know the place so well, I'm kind of like, how can it happen? Though I haven't gone through that place for a while last several months, over 6 months, because there's nothing
for you to do there,
around that area. So I've not gone past there for over 6 months. But it's right in the heart of the community over there, where some people from Crystal Palace, people from South Norwood, people coming from Bromley, Elmerson, they all come there for activity. And there's a tram stop right behind the park. So that is a place where there's huge, human beings, human traffic,
around that place. So
I find it a bit really strange that could happen over there. And he was only found later. But of course, again, we say because of the holidays, things had probably quieted down. But it's just out of where is Pretty Patel? Miss Patel.
She's on her Christmas holidays.
I just thought, discussing it, it just occurred to me, where is it?
Pretty, she's chilling out. Girls are bread.
Girls are bread. It's true. Girls are bread. I mean, but I don't know how this youth knife crime can be resolved. But most people are pointing it to drugs. And county line gangs and all that type of thing. So really, how are they going to fight it? I mean, towards the end of this year, there was a proposal to start arresting the people who consume the drugs. I don't know.
Yeah, well, how can you? It would be difficult to arrest somebody who is consuming because they could use a cavalier way of receiving or buying the drug. So it would be very, very difficult unless the person. I mean, you know that the person meets. They meet at a particular place all the time to get it. Then you can, or there's a shop that they go in all the time to go and buy it. Then you can. But these are the big hooks behind the scene who are bringing the drugs from wherever or manufacturing the drugs in their backyard or something. And so those are the ones that they need to tackle first.
Yeah, and that is what the people are saying. The producers are the huge consumers.
Yeah.
So these young ones in the middle are just caught in the middle. They don't consume. They are just being used to move the drugs from
around
one county to another county. They don't use the drugs themselves, so they become victims. Because when the gangs fight each other, it is them that suffer, not the people at the supply end and the people at the consumption end. So it's the people within
in between
that chain that are suffering, which always fall onto these young black boys. I mean, or young men, if we put it that way, young men. And it's so sad because these young men don't consume the drugs. They are just moving it around. So why are they going to tackle it?
It's sad, but let's look at the case that that happened in the U.S. and then let's try to compare it with this one and see what is happening. Because yesterday I was on the show and I was talking about responsibility of parents as well. We have the responsibility of the states when it comes to children or the youth or underage people. Okay. That's pertaining to Ghislaine Maxwell's handing down of the guilty verdict. Okay, now you have girls. Now, can you just imagine that you are there and your daughters will just tell you, "Oh, Daddy, we are traveling with somebody," and they just go. And they come out with all this stuff. Meanwhile, you know what you give them, and you know what you expect them to. I mean, their purchasing power. You know all those things. So you know, I was a bit caught up. I was like, okay, what were the parents doing? What were they seeing? Unless, of course, they're saying that the kids were hiding everything and they didn't know. They were just lying to their parents.
I mean, let's put it this way: if you read through the story from different angles. It appeared that, well, not appeared, they were prey. These young girls became a prey to these people. So they were picking people where they know that the people have difficulty at home.
Vulnerable. They are vulnerable people.
They have problems at home. They are problem children. Children who are rebellious to their own parent and that kind of thing. So those were the people they were preying on. So from every angle of the story, you read it. These are children who are either in rough neighborhoods, who don't expect much from their own life choices, or choices that their parent had made for them previously. So some of them are from broken homes. Some of the people their parent doesn't care too much about. What a child is up to on their daily lives. Some are struggling through their education. Some have financial need. So they make it very attractive for them. And so, okay, we'll get you, we'll look after you, and all that kind of thing. So they become a prey. I mean, I think for most people who get into this type of situations, even with the boys that we are talking about, who have been stabbed and all that. All these gangs who are picking them and using them to transport drugs from one end to the other. It's not only the boys. There are some girls who are
a few girls in there.
They again from the same background. They look at the backgrounds and they play on their backgrounds and they realize that mom is working so hard, or they are from a single parent family. Their mom is working all the hours.
And therefore they are.
So there's no really supervision. Mom is doing about 3 jobs. That is not to say when mom is doing 3 jobs or dad is doing 4 jobs. It doesn't necessarily mean that those children will go away. But they are more vulnerable.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you. The vulnerability, yeah, I agree with you there.
These people play on those vulnerabilities. So when you look at Ghislaine Maxwell's issue, some of the people are saying they were vulnerable at that point in time, and they thought they had found somebody who will help them out with their difficulties, but they didn't realize that this person was going
just grooming them
to abuse them. So it's such a sad situation. It's such. Well, well, on one point, her supporters, Ghislaine Maxwell's supporters, are saying she has actually become the punishment for
Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein. All the crime and everything had been committed by Jeffrey. Jeffrey has taken
his whole life is gone free now. you suffer the consequences of
the one being punished for
the evils of Jeffrey.
So we call it evil of association. I mean, so that is what her supporters too are saying. But I think none of us will ever know fully the truth.
Yeah.
She could be part of the grooming gang. We don't really know the truth, the full truth, until it comes from her own mouth. And of course, she's denying.
Yeah, she's denied it, and she didn't want to even testify when in court. Yeah, she said she wasn't going to do anything. Yeah,
because I think she might be reading through the lines that no matter what her testimony is going to be, she already has a tainted image. And as we know, I'm going to link it to our own Prince Andrew here. Who seemingly had gone into hiding now. No more showing up at
public events.
The popular sports.
His Pizza Express. Now he will order.
No more showing up
online.
Put it bluntly, it has serious implications for him also. At the moment, there is a civil suit against him in the US. Is he going to ever show up in public again for the rest of he's in his 70s? If he's going to live long like his old man, then he's going to have another 20 years
living behind that is in the castle walls.
But on a more serious note, there is always trafficking also going on around the globe of various young women. We know of the famous stories of people being trafficked from parts of Africa, parts of Eastern Europe into United Kingdom and America to be used in all these types of sex slaves or sex markets. So evil still abounds.
But what do you think the state can do? Because we're talking about these young ones who are vulnerable. Now what? Because there should be a balance. You have a case where you have a social worker going to maybe a home. I mean, with a few of the deaths of these little ones that have passed, and they might have spotted something. They say, no, what has happened? So they contact the police, and then they said they want to take that child away because they think that the parent is a threat to that child. And parents will now come in to say the social services are so. I mean, what they always come at you and blah blah blah, trying to defend what they are doing. But the social worker sat back, and then the next moment somebody loses their life or a child becomes a prey for people like this. Now how does government actually balance this?
I mean, going into care itself, removing a child from abusive parent or abusive situation or a situation that is perceived to be injurious to the child, is not necessarily the answer to the child being abused later on in life. Because children, while some children have been put in care and they've been abused
west of
if they were with their own
their parents.
But you see, we know of the Rochdale story. Those children were in social care and they were in the hands of the state, but they were still groomed and abused. And some of those children, when their old biological parent found out that this was what was happening and were raising concerns about it, because that parent it was also deemed
as a dangerous person
to the child. They didn't take their word. So
Oh God.
It's a difficult act to balance. I think that is what I'm saying. There is a very difficult act to balance where you find children in care that have been abused. We know of this popular one that happened in the Shelley Oaks home.
Yeah.
Where
most of the kids there,
the children who were in care were abused. And our Lambeth Council is working out compensation for all that abuse. So being in care, being removed from one setting of abuse to another setting does not guarantee that that child will not later on end up being abused or being abused in either systems. So it's a really, really difficult thing for any government or any your local council in our situation to try to mitigate the factors, or a social worker in that instance. But I heard recently of these death of these babies. I mean, during the pandemic, 3 babies have lost their lives brutally. And when I heard social workers were being accused. I mean, and I sat back and I said, you accuse the social worker. That same social worker will remove the child from that setting. And that child will go elsewhere and be abused. And the social worker will again be accused from removing the child from the parent. So they do it, they are damned. They don't do it,
they are not. Catch on the situation.
So where do they stand? So personally, I think it's a difficult situation. I don't think any government, people keep going on that why should this be happening in an advanced country? But here is the case. I don't see the situation why a social worker in the first place should be abused when it's been reported to the police. So the police came in. What did they also do? The police on this occasion were never accused.
But they are the ones who are supposed to also check it, and the medical experts who supposed to do
and this is a situation where every day they accuse a social worker. The police go scot-free. And here's the case, even the grandparent of those children are reported abuse. It wasn't even taken serious. So what can be done? I think maybe there had to be a system, but I don't know which system. I am not in a position. I'm not an expert. You are not an expert. We cannot suggest how the system should be remedied, but there should be a mechanism where the state who removes the children and put them in care should be able to work alongside the bigger community
to take care of those and protect them.
Protect the children because the grandparents were from the community. You can see. And if we even translate these to these children who are 14, 15, about Masua Gillen's story, what role did the bigger community even play? And if we go to Rochdale again, where similar thing happened, when these children were even reporting these incidents to the law enforcement, what did they do? They took them as children on the street. Who like to make trouble.
Wow. You know, the worry is that when children like that go through certain and they are not. Maybe God doesn't show them favor. Let me put it that way. To somehow turn their lives. They grow up and they become, a nuisance to community.
Exactly.
And so you see that we are grooming people who are going to be trouble in the future.
Grooming other people.
It's worrying. It's very, very worrying. It's very, very worrying. But okay, let's leave it there. We want to go on that part.
We don't have a solution. We are not experts, so we don't even know.
But if you are listening to us and maybe you think you have a suggestion of what you think can be done, or you think the way forward for the youth like that, because they are the next generation. What are we doing?
There was something I wanted to say. You know, my children are involved a lot they do a lot of sports.
Yeah.
And you have your daughter who is into music. I think a lot of the statistics of these youth homicide and young people getting wayward, actually in the UK, even to some extent in the US, is all brown and black people. the situation is that the reason why I talk about sports and music is that there are so many people who think the young people should be given some outlet in sports, some outlet in music, or drama, or things like that. But I don't think that is a solution, because my own have done sports, right? When they were doing sports, some of these teenagers will come into the sports and come and do sports. Some will only stay for a year and disappear. So that's the sports itself.
Didn't work. It didn't work for them
because they come in and some are doing athletics and they realize that there are people probably running faster than them. By the time they get to age 17, they are 15-year-olds running faster than them. I don't want to do this anymore. And they go off. I mean, we typically know of one boy who another parent was trying desperately in Croydon. He was killed probably he also got stabbed in a bus.
Oh wow.
5 or 6 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, he was just a 16-year-old in a bus. And this was a boy whose both parents were working around the clock because they were from a relatively not to do well family. Their income capabilities were not also good, so dad is doing like
3 jobs and mom is so nobody's at home eventually.
So one other parent who we thought was loudmouth took over a bit of a responsibility.
Okay,
he goes to pick the boy.
Okay.
Make sure he puts him back in Trump to get home. If it's not late at evening where he can drop. Yeah, if it's during the daytime, he'll try to put him in a tram. If it's in the evening, he tries to drop him. And by the parent was doing that when this boy was about 10, just to remove him from the influence of the rest of the people around him. And at the point we even thought it's his son. It was literally a confidence. It's not my son. I picked that boy because I saw him and I saw the way he was going. Him and the daughter in the same school. And he saw that he was always parent wasn't there. So he took him, brought him the sports class. The boy was doing well in sports. By the time the boy turned age 14, he stopped. He just stopped. He won't have anything to do with the sports. This man tried, because it's not his biological son, he is not looking after him, he couldn't control him. Here was a case when the boy even had competitions. None of his parents even showed up at the competition. And the boy always was like, my dad or mom doesn't even show up.
So what was the point continuing with it?
This boy dropped out of that. When he got to 14, he stopped coming. He was creating problems. The coach was trying to get him involved. So what am I saying? I'm trying to say sports itself is not a solution to this. They are talking about boxing. People going to boxing.
If they go for a bit, what about the time that they are away from the
from the boxing,
the center gym, or whatever, the gym, whatever they are doing when they are not there? I mean,
and 2 days ago, my daughters decided, or yesterday also, they decided to go to the sports club and have a practice. They are university students. They couldn't even be there. When they went there, they could hardly see any of their friends that they started
with there. They've given up.
So that is the situation. And music too is not.
It's not everybody.
Will become
big musicians. No.
I mean, Thompson himself was recognized that he was even brilliant at his education. So, in any case, if he hadn't gone into music,
he would have pursued education. He
had Ace when he was at GCSE. So, how much more can somebody? Some of the solutions I see being provided for these kids are not going to help them because they drop out from sports, they drop out from music, they go on the streets, they do whatever they want. Well, can you stop them?
No.
When they get to 16, can you stop them? They become adults. When they get to 18, you can't even do anything.
Wow.
I mean, can you really stop them when they are 18?
No.
You can't tell your 18-year-old not to go out.
No.
He's an old adult.
He tell you, I'm going. Slam the door and walks out.
When we were 18, could our parents tell us if we want to go out?
But in Ghana, hey.
No, look, even in Ghana they say so, but still
refuse.
They rebel against that authority, and they'll come back. Their dad also wants to. Can you say you want to cane your 18-year-old?
He's standing taller than you or looking in your face.
It's quite up to you. And if you don't take time, you're going to lose that child.
Yeah.
So that is a situation. Parents don't want to lose their children. They don't want to have. So those things they suggest are not the solution. A lot of black children, black and brown children, will be pushed towards sports. That is not the solution. How many of them can become
what do you call him? The boxing. Is it
Anthony Joshua? How many of them can become
Raheem Sterling or Mo Farah
Mo Farah wasn't wayward to start with.
Yeah, I'm just saying that to become a very sports person.
No, it's so difficult. I'm trying to. It's so competitive. Football everywhere is so competitive. So how do you get there if you are not?
The parents should be even dedicated to get even them, because if you're not there, I mean, where there are tournaments like you were going round. Today you are here, tomorrow. If the parents are doing those 3-4, they won't have the time to do it.
Nice car within 4 years. I've
run about.
Just going on competitions, driving around. So that is the situation. I think there should be a broad spectrum of things that these young people should be engaged in to do. So if a child is not really excelling in education, what are other things they can do? They probably won't even excel in sports.
Yeah.
So can they train in some occupation? Can they become apprentices in somewhere which really the government doesn't even have?
Yeah. That's the problem. The government has not got any solution, anything that we say that, okay, we take them from here, so the whole day they are there, they live there, they can come home. We don't have that thing to occupy them. There isn't.
My daughter both daughters went to do national service, something called national service. When they went to that national service, they stayed for about a couple of weeks or 3 weeks or something. What did they do? Well, they go around the community helping people within the community. But after that, what else? So if you find a child in that situation after GCSE where they were made to do it, who after 3 weeks they get disengaged.
And an idle mind is a devil's workshop. It comes in to come and work things there for them.
It was just something for a fun for them to go, and again to go into that even national service thing to do. The parent has to pay, and again, if you're from a family that
you're already struggling, how do you go
pay that? I don't know. You're not going to do.
Oh gosh. I think we need the grace of God in this one.
I mean, the government seriously and had to work with all the stakeholders in the youth sector. I hear there are so many other charities, but some of those charities, what do they provide outlet for these youth? They only push them towards
sports or music or art or something, which they might not even
want. How many of them have the talent? You have to be talented. To be in sports or music, you really have to be talented. Oh well, we don't want to see these devs going into this. I mean, that's all that I think we are trying to say.
Okay, if you are listening to us, maybe you have got maybe a panacea to all this problem. Okay, call us on 0208133257 or 58 0208133257 or 58. If you happen to be in US or Canada, it is 0013032737 0017183032737. You can text or WhatsApp us as well. It is 07539661744 07539661744. Our Twitter handle is Starr Radio UK and email address is info@starradiouk.com. Whatever you do, get in touch. And thank you very much to all of you who are on the Facebook watching us as well. Those of you using the apps as well, I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. whatever media or medium you are using to listen to us or watch us. Thanks for that. Okay, now let's go to some international stories here as well. Now, Putin to Biden. New sanctions will be big mistake. It had about an hour chat, and it looks like the US president was telling them that, hey, with their stance with Ukraine and stuff like that, we were thinking that they were going to back down. Yeah. The US going to back down, but it looks like no. They think that, well, we have to place more sanctions on Russia, and we know that by placing more sanctions on Russia, it weakens them, and therefore the superpower that they are, that particular position diminishes. No, they will try, but you don't have the finance to back whatever you are doing. You can't go any further. So what do you think? How have you seen the year 2021, the banter between the US and Russia before Trump left, and then Biden came in, and everything that has happened there?
Oh dear. US politics, Putin politics.
Mm-hmm.
What will Putin do? Nothing. He might say he might increase his aggression, but is he really going to do that? No.
Why not?
Well, is he going to physically invade Ukraine?
He could and take over.
He won't do it. Why is he telling Biden that sanctions are a big mistake? I mean, sanctions work. If they don't work,
he wouldn't say
it's a big mistake. I mean, that's where I'm coming from. But if the sanctions work, if it don't work, he wouldn't say it's a big mistake. He thinks he could just put sanctions on me. I don't care.
It won't have any impact on me. What do I give a mortgage about?
Sanctions have a detrimental effect on a country. It might not have it on the people ruling immediately, but it will affect the citizens of the country. I mean, at the end of the day, it's the citizens that suffer. It's not even the people,
the leaders. The citizens, the ordinary ones.
Citizens. So Putin knows that when there's a sanction on Russia, look, it's the people who are not going to suffer, not him. And will it translate to his fortunes in?
Oh no, he controls everything. He controls the electoral
fortunes. But he knows that the cry out of people to him, he will feel it. That his people are really suffering as a result of sanctions. And normally when they are placing these sanctions on Russia, they don't only place it on the country, they place it on the leaders and all the people around Putin. It's just not going to be Putin.
No.
It's going to be other business interests. That they will place it on. So you have some of these billionaire Russians. Some of them are already
the oligarchs.
Oligarchs are already leaving the country and taking residency in Israel and other countries, in Malta. The famous one we know in London,
Abramovich,
has decided, because he has is of a Jewish
heritage. So
he's taking residency in Israel. And Israel welcomed him.
You got money. When you got money, you can come.
Although he plays his game safely, not to incur the wrath of Putin as well. So he doesn't do politics. He doesn't criticize anybody. So the likes of him maybe will not suffer the sanction, but those on Putin's side, some of those businessmen, oligarchs, they were going to suffer. And on the whole, members of his government are also going to have individual sanctions placed on them. So sanctions will work. So he telling America is a big mistake. Is it going to go ahead and invade Ukraine? Is it going to prepare for an all-out war with the Western countries? I don't think he wants to do that.
But the other time he was of the view that, look, we don't want the NATO and the Western frontiers to be brought closer to us. We want to push it back. So we don't want you to allow even Ukraine to be part of the EU, and they don't want anything of the sort. Let Ukraine be neutral, so that it will be a buffer zone between them.
But Ukraine is a sovereign state, and every sovereign state has a right to make its own decisions concerning itself.
Of course.
look, Russia piling pressure on Ukraine, I don't think is right. And at the same time, Western countries also countering what Russia is doing also might not necessarily be the right solution. But again, Ukraine has a complete right as a sovereign state to do whatever they want, to partner with whatever country they want to partner with, to allow whatever country they want to have presence on their soil. It's not Russia's business. It's all geopolitics. And Russia feels that the West being in Ukraine and Ukraine going with the West is not going to work at a favorable
reason for them in Russia.
So that is why
they'll be using that to be spying, looking into their soup what they are cooking.
Well, they can look from satellites. So what's the big deal? They can look from satellites, and Russia can also spy on the West from
satellites. So
what's the big deal? But I think it's a physical presence they don't like. The same way Iran doesn't like the presence of NATO in Turkey. But what can they do? It's the same way because the West was in Iraq. Iran didn't like it. But what can they do? You can also talk about Saudi Arabia in the Middle East.
The West are there.
Yeah, exactly.
The Iranians are saying, hey.
They don't like it. The Iranians don't like it. But what can they do? So that is the situation. I mean, geopolitics simply means one country has to create a buffer for the aggression of the other. So, of the weaker country. You can talk about South China Sea. In the middle of this year, that was, or towards the end of this, that was what they were backing down on. And America decided, together with the UK and all that they will maintain a presence in the South China Sea. China has backed off. We don't hear China. Initially, China was also shouting. But I think this type of geopolitics benefits both countries anyway. So the presence of the West in the China Sea is also ensuring some balance within that region.
But you're talking about balance there. We're talking about the fact that the Chinese have said that, look, Hong Kong, you now they're virtually standing there with their rod, and they're telling Singapore that we are coming, we will take you over.
Well, they've all, you can't even talk about Hong Kong and not talk about Taiwan. They've told Taiwan to the same. But Hong Kong obviously is in a different scenario because the British handed it over
to them
and signed like a 50-year something where China takes complete control over it.
But they said it's not 50 years yet, and the Chinese have I think they're I mean about 20
it was handed over the millennium.
Is it?
Yeah, isn't it?
No, I think it was before then.
1999.
1999. Okay, so about 22 years.
So I mean, China technically still haven't taken full dominance over Hong Kong, but they are gradually doing that. And China will say, we need to do it gradually before. We can't wait until 50
years and we say we can't. By that time, those people
ask for the people to, so we need to do it gradually. And I don't think any part of the world is going to contend that because of the way Hong Kong is positioned and the way Britain has given it over to Hong Kong. So they might do it sooner than later.
Virtually.
So that's the situation. But with the likes of
Taiwan,
which again is a similar situation. So Taiwan will not do much. China says it's part of their territory. But the other countries within the South China Sea, which are not Chinese territory,
Japan
and all that, their interest needs to be protected. Given the fact that it is not only China within that South China, there is Japan, there is New Zealand, there is Australia around there, So their interests need to be also protected. So I think the West being there is a buffer. So the West is not going to attack China for fear of what China could do
to
the
then.
region.
Oh, okay.
And China too will not attack those countries
for the fear of what the West will also do to them.
China. And so it's just a buffer, and I think the world lives in buffers anyway. So I believe that the same thing is happening. What is happening in the Middle East is the same thing happening in Russia. I mean, if Russia hadn't, I'm just looking back several years when the Iron Curtain fell.
In Germany,
split it up.
Okay.
If Russia hadn't gone, are still continuing the way of Brezhnev.
Brezhnev. That's the USSR at the time.
Broke up and all that.
Yeah.
I believe that if Putin hadn't come into the picture, Russia might be westernized by now.
Oh, okay.
Putin came in and brought a balance.
Yeah.
Although Russia, technically, when you go to Ukraine and the former Eastern European countries, they look more like Western countries.
Yeah.
I mean, because I've gone to Ukraine looks more like all the shops and everything, the way shopping centers are designed. It's just like being in the UK. They have the underground system.
Russia has, I think, Moscow has also got it. They all
have underground system. So if you go to, we went to the eastern border of between Russia and Ukraine. And you can see that both countries look like Western countries in a way. The only thing is that they are cold. They're really, really cold. But I think again, if there wasn't Russia or China, America also could have been having its own way. So that in a way, but there is nothing going to happen with the sanctions. It's only the people going to suffer.
Tosino in Moscow, let me say good afternoon to you. Tosino, I hope you are doing very, very well. Yes, he always brings us information from Moscow with love. Okay. Okay, let's touch on one other story before we hit the African continent. Now, they've been looking at what happened in the capital. Trump supporters going there, invading, trying to say they're not going to allow Biden to be approved as the president and everything, and looking at the US as the beacon for democracy. Do you think that has impacted democracy as a whole across the globe negatively, or you think because we have a situation in Ghana where twice this year, let me put it that way, there have been some serious rankers in the Houses of Parliament. Now we have another one that happened in Kenya. We've had another one that has happened in Jordan, where serious ones.
It's happening in South Africa.
South Africa as well.
It's happening in India, so don't worry about that. I think that is the nature of politics. I think over here, in the Houses of Parliament, if they also had their way, they
would have done that. If not, the police would come and arrest you. If not, they would have.
They don't have trade and blows. I think it's politicians' anger boiling over from both sides of the house. Really. But in the U.S. Senate, and the House of Representatives, where nobody has seen blows being traded as yet, but we only saw Trump supporters storming up those places. That is not say that is how democracy is anyway. So people of the opposing view can disagree verbally. They can also disagree by trading blows. I don't think it's what happened January 2021 in America is a panacea for
all those misbehavior.
I mean, those were supported. So let's put it this way: in the UK, you have demonstrators constantly standing in the front of Parliament.
Shouting.
And some even shouting abuse at MPs and the Prime Minister. But we'll be tired if you go to Ghana and stand in front of the Parliament and shout abuse at an MP.
Some macho people will come and beat you.
But people do it here all the time. Shout abuse even at the Prime Minister. But Ghana, if you shout abuse at a president,
They will show you where power lies.
You sleep behind bars. A friend of mine will say, hey, you go into darkness.
Darkness, yes. Go see how darkness feels like.
Come back and you be wise. So yeah, I mean, the reason an intruder in Parliament last year in Ghana, there was
Was it?
Yeah, I think last year or the year before. There was this guy who intruded.
Oh, I remember. I was demonstrating or doing something. I think I remember. I
got him out quickly. So, I don't think it is. It's just that people couldn't control their temper. Sometimes when you look at Prime Minister's question time here, you could feel
the anger and what is boiling. That if they would have traded blows.
But of course they can't do it. But famously we have people attacking MPs on the streets.
Which caused the death of one of a couple of MPs.
So I don't think this place is also immune to it. I mean, previously they were not killing people. The deputy prime minister and Tony Blair
what do you call it?
John Prescott. He was egged in the face. So I don't think you could liken that to what happened in the US Capitol. Just that it was way out of control. That they go in. Even with the police presence there, so somebody lost their life. Lost his life. Even with the police presence there, they still went in, decided to trash things, went into offices, trashed things in the office. That is where it was too bad. But as compared to Parliament in Ghana, I don't think anybody trashed anything within Parliament. Just that this agreement was there. If you look at South Africa, it wasn't. It was just
Nigeria. Somebody took the maize. Somebody stole the maize and took it from
but it wasn't to that extent of what happened.
So
all over the globe, we do see those things. We see it in Mexico, Colombia. I mean, Colombia has died down a bit. Colombia, where when the drug laws were in charge, they were even assassinating. They were throwing bombs into the cars of people.
Officials.
That's the nature of the world we live in. I mean, so we can't blame parliamentarians or completely that they are at fault. I think the general public too encourages such things to happen.
Well, listeners, it's Starr Radio UK 12:26 the time. With me in the studio, Kojo D, and we're looking at some of the stories that have made the rounds the year 2021, reviewing everything together, looking at some of the stories currently making the rounds, and then reviewing them with what has passed as well. Now, going on to Africa, we're looking at Africa, where this year there have been lots of coup d'etats. There have been lots of coup d'etats, namely from Mali to where to is it Guinea? Yes, to Sudan, and from the top of my head, which other country as well? A few of them. Central African Republic. Okay, a few of them. We'll try to get the list of them. Now, we thought that coup d'etats have been something with the past, and everybody is now in democracy, and within that is it. But we see the same democracy being abused, and therefore some way, somehow calling in for military to step in to sort of normalize things. Let me put it that way. Now, how have you seen Africa?
Well, I think bad governance is what has created all this issue. I mean, with the Guinea coup d'etat, we know exactly why that happened. Because the president changed the constitution to give himself
another term.
Another term, and we know that is what created that issue. So if he hadn't done that, I don't think that would have happened. So if he had allowed the election to end at that stage and gone, moved out of power, I think there wouldn't have been a coup d'etat. Maybe we would have guaranteed that somebody else was taking over. But he doing that meant that in September they decided to remove him from office. So they removed him. So I think for every coup d'etat that has happened across African countries, there had been a panacea for it, and the panacea has been the civilian rulers who have allowed that really to happen, and they not following after the laid down constitution and allowing
like what happened in Ivory Coast, where Ouattara decided to now tweak the whole thing and then go for a third term, which is not constitutional. And we have the league the law, the legislature. No, it's not the legislature. What do we call them? The judiciary also supporting it. And you ask yourself, so what is fair there then?
I mean, so now some of the coup plotters or the people staging the coups are now in a way trying to, they are all top military brass. They've taken the formula from Zimbabwe.
Okay.
So if you look at all the strategy that they use, it's similar to what Zimbabwe deployed when they removed
Mugabe
from office, because they were saying that Mugabe has been there for a long time, and elections were about to happen, and he was now going to entrench his wife to become the new president. So they didn't want the wife to become president, so they removed him and put, and at the same time he was pushing his vice, who also wanted to be president in a way. So that is what has actually created. So they realized that Zimbabwe did it. The international community shouted a few weeks,
and that was
and they said, our formula wasn't to sit over the government, but we were going to allow a civilian to temporarily take over, so that we try to organize elections, and the international community accepted it. So the rest look at that and they say, we can also do the same, and we can also come up with same as
that is the template that has been created. It can be used.
So Guinea did it. The guy went and took over, and now has selected people from civil society to govern and plan for the next election. And gradually, although West African countries shouted at him, but did America give a hoot?
No.
Did the United Kingdom whisper?
What do they care about you?
French, who is a former
colonial masters,
did they do anything? Nothing. They've accepted it the way it is. He says, I am reforming the politics of the country. I've brought about people within civil society who are not military people, who are planning to have an election, and we'll have a proper constitution. We'll restructure things. The international community seemed to accept it, even when ECOWAS shouted and shouted and shouted. I'm sure he
the toothless bulldogs.
He sat there and said, you guys have no to really bite. You can't bite me. Even if France isn't saying anything, America hasn't said anything, who are you? So he got away with it. And I think others also look at the same thing, and they are also doing the same thing. They say, we can do the same. Nobody can stop us. That is what they are all looking at. They can do the same. They cannot be stopped.
Wow. Well, interestingly, in Mali, the junta, as they call them, the participants have come out to say that, led by Colonel Assimi Goita, has finally informed ECOWAS that it was unable to respect the agreed timetable and had asked the Azizis nationals to draw up a new electoral calendar, because they were supposed to have gone for elections in February. Now, in mid-December, ECOWAS reiterated its demand for elections on February 27 to return power to civilians and threatened the junta with new sanctions if the timetable was not met. The participants were in favor of extending the transition period in order to carry out institutional reforms, so they are now extending it to 5 years. Military rule for 5 years?
What can you do? What can you do? So it doesn't. You can't say much. I mean, Guinea, Mali, Central African Republic, you can't do much. What can you do? There was an attempt also in Ethiopia, I think 2 years ago. Sudan. What can you do? I mean, they are saying we have corrupt
leaders, and therefore we need to
subvert the laid down constitution. So just imagine that if let's make a country out of Africa, let's say Buga Buga.
Yes, Buga Buga State.
We don't want
Buga Buga State.
Buga Buga State has a 4-year rotation for its prime minister or president. Then the 4 years pass and the president lost power. And said, oh no, actually I have to review the constitution. There was something wrong. I shouldn't have lost power. I'm going to. That was the situation of Ivory Coast.
Yeah.
What have you left with for the people to do?
No choice. They have to just.
Just imagine in another country, they say, I was good for the people. I won the second term, and the third term. During my second term, I want to push for a third term. That's what was happening in Togo. And Guinea. What do you expect the people to do? The people said, no, you have actually broken the spirit and the letter of the constitution by amending the constitution to favor you because you had a majority in parliament. And the majority also want to stay in power.
So that you can, they can milk the economy.
And then rubber stamp whatever decision you make as a front row man. What have you left? What choice have you left with them? The military will take over, except the military is also in your control.
That seems to be some of the patterns, especially you take a place like Uganda, for example, because Museveni, what he did and what he's even doing now at this age. Now, you know what is happening? I think yesterday I was reviewing some story, and then they were saying that it looks like he's even grooming his son, one of the military top brasses, to take over from him.
I won't be surprised. I mean, just look at is it Equatorial Guinea?
Oh gosh.
So it means that there's no leader in Africa who will not hand over the reins to his own son. Are they creating a royal hierarchy of leaders?
I mean, a monarchy, especially a monarchy.
So that angers people. Honestly,
it does.
That angers people, and that is what is the driving force for all the cool comebacks in Africa. Somebody being in power for how many years? I'm just thinking of Angola. The president was there for a long,
Dos Santos,
and he was at the point grooming his own children. But he will now sit back and say he made a mistake of appointing his trusted deputy to take over. Because as soon as his trusted deputy took over,
he's now pursuing him.
Exactly, and arresting his family and all that. I mean, his daughter, who was one of the richest woman in Africa. We know it was all through corruption. So you'll be sitting back now. Oh, could I have done what others in Africa?
Putting their own children or their own.
And that would have also spelled another coup d'etat. Now he is not in power. His children have been completely immobilized. They might not even get the chance of becoming the leaders of a country
anymore.
So the person after him, is he also planning something? So these are all the situations that creates this problem. So I think our leaders should be such that they will not create the environment for the coup d'etat to happen, because it's too many in the last
12 months. It's gone on. And you know, when it happens, when a coup happens in a country, the neighboring countries or the countries who are under the same pressure, now the people they are also, or the military, they are also thinking, whoops, I think this is a good template that I've been given. Can we also just use the same thing?
Think of Mali even had 2 coups. 2020, 2021, there was a coup. Oh my goodness. So you can understand why they think, oh, they can also do it. There was attempts to coup in countries like Niger.
Yeah.
Because they all saying in 2021.
Yeah, in 2021.
Because they all saying that, oh yeah, we can do it.
Mm-hmm.
You think if our military general now would I be thinking I could do it?
Yeah, there's a template. So you know you have some followers.
Yeah,
why not?
You get people following you. You can do it.
Yeah. Now let's go to Nigeria. Listeners, it's 21 minutes to the top of the hour. So at 1 o'clock we'll bring the program to close. Like we said, you can put your comments on our Facebook page, or you can call in and share your take with us. But let's go to Nigeria. Insecurity, secessions that have been going on. We're talking about the IPOP, the Biafran people. We're talking about the Yoruba people. What do they call it? I've forgotten the name. Yomi, can you give me anything on it? Ododua, the Ododua people. So you see all these things going on, and then the unrest, the what do you call it? The abduction of people and killings that have gone on in Nigeria. I mean, insecurity, seriously. But we have people who support the president saying that he's one of the finest. I mean, he's one of the best. I mean, when he was going to be elected the first term, he was saying that when I come in, I'm going to deal with all these not even the secessionists at the time. They weren't. They were looking at is it. That rebel group, not ISWAP. ISWAP is the latest one that has come. The Boko Haram, saying that it's going to be a thing of the past. It's going to deal with them, blah blah blah. But he's coming, and we've not seen any of this one. And things are getting worse off than it's been.
The thing is that it's easier said than done, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, when you're doing elections and you're writing out all your manifesto and promises, you can easily promise and promise and promise.
Yeah.
Then when you get there, you see that,
in actual fact, this.
The people that I actually preached against in my electioneering campaign, it's not easy. It's not. Well, that said, some governments do well. Some governments stay by their promises because they are not just promising because they want to take over the reins, but they have thought through and they have had people helping them write out their manifesto. But as manifestos go in Africa, my general impression is that they make promises because they know that they can win the election
on promises.
And even if they don't deliver, come every election day,
they can change it.
Probably will not even hold them accountable. So they can go back and retweak the same promises they've made over the few years and rehash it, reword it, and deliver the same. And they could give reasons why they probably couldn't deliver the previous promises they made. They could give reasons that it was beyond their control. So I know now a lot of African governments are writing out their next election promises. There's some of the, and they're going to write out the reason why they've been
COVID.
So COVID has given all of them a strong point to say, look, we did the best we can during COVID, but because of the COVID situation, we couldn't deliver the promises. You need to give us opportunity to deliver the promises we made to you. They're all going to be doing that now. They're going to be rehashing and rewriting all the promises they made to the electorate. So, I'm not surprised because he went took over the affairs of Nigeria on the background that he came from previously. He was also one of the military leaders. So, and when he was a military coup leader, I'm sure people liked him.
Yeah, definitely. He would have done something that people liked.
Because of he was charismatic. He was a strong man. He wasn't being seen as being unfair to the people. So he came back with that goodwill. That is why the people massively supported him. Given his first stance in office as a military man and what he did, people could go back and look at what he has done. So people say, he did well. when he was a military
leader, so
within a short period. Now he's coming back. He will come back and do better.
Yeah.
So he went without goodwill, but did he really do well? I think it's only time to say it. And Boko Haram, I don't know whether he made a promise that I don't think any Nigerian government will be able to handle the situation. Even I don't think a future Nigerian government
will be able to handle
the situation by themselves. They will really give it. But the reason why I'm saying that, what resources are they going to give to the handling of this situation? Do they have the human resources? Probably they don't.
No.
They don't have the military capability. They might have the military capability, but the guys they are dealing with, as we all agree, they are ghosts. They are ghosts. Where do you find ghosts? These people disappear into the forest. They know the forest terrain better than the Nigerian military. So it's going to really take a really strong tactical maneuvering on the side of the Nigerian military to be able to break Boko Haram. And the other side of it too is that Boko Haram is not just operating in Nigeria. They are operating
in Niger.
They're operating in Cameroon. All the neighboring countries.
States up there.
So if you drive them out from the forest in your territory, they go into the forest in Cameroon, which is
that's next door to them. So
you can't go into somebody's sovereign country.
Fight them.
So what are you going to do? And they come in. By the time they make raids,
and then rush back.
Come back. So
rob you, run back to their in there.
So I think it was going to be difficult for any future president to even deal with. Except all the countries within the sub-region are going to work
together. Then they can flash them out and then
But here's the case: Cameroon is fighting its own demons. Nigeria is fighting its own demons. And Niger.
As for them, they are
a series of coup attempts. So that is the situation.
Oh God!
I don't know how we're going to really judge him, but it's really up to the Nigerian people to judge him. Nigeria wouldn't experience a coup d'etat. So if you look at all these people try
the secessionists,
and all these, in maybe 20 years, 30 years ago, it would have translated into a coup d'etat. But because of the Lomé whatever declaration by the ECOWAS to accept and abide, which Nigeria was in the forefront of pushing, it will be difficult to see that happen in Nigeria, any coup attempts in Nigeria. And given the fact that every government in Nigeria tried to work with the military,
and especially he tried to treat the military nicely, doing all that stuff.
I mean, even when Jonathan Goodluck was there, he was also in bed with the military. Because he thinks, I have to make them happy.
If I make them happy, I'm cool. Whatever I want to get away with it.
Where I am. So I think every Nigerian president will work with the military. So the era of anything going to happen from the side of the military, no. We know they are even using the police forces and the military to suppress the people. So the military is already working with every Nigerian government. So that's not going to happen. I mean, in no way, no chance. And so that I'm as big as Nigeria is, it's difficult even now currently for such a thing to happen. Because you have to be able to, as a military leader, not only seize the president,
all the states, how many states that they have?
You can't
36 states or something.
You can't do it.
Gosh.
You can't do it.
Okay, listeners, 12 minutes to go, but we're still reviewing and looking at some of the story that's made the rounds across the globe. But let's now go to Ghana. Now, How have you seen the performance of the NPP government? I mean, from the top of your head. I mean, after winning a second term of election.
Second term of election is 12 months since they came to power.
Yeah.
Well, I am not sure I can score 100% or 90%, or I'm not going to use point scoring. I'm just going to look at a few of the policies that has been quite not right at this point in time. So they might have started the year on a good note. The president might have been hailed as having done very well during the pandemic of 2020. So going into 2021, people really liked him because they thought, oh, he's really done well. The way he dealt with the whole pandemic issue. So people really had great points for him.
Okay.
But going down in the course of the year, when people started feeling the pinch, some of the policies, economic policies, were not great. So, for example, there were increase in on fuel.
Duty.
And that actually sent the fuel prices and
skyrocketing.
The price inflation started jumping up. If you compare it to the UK, we were in a similar situation. Just after the pandemic, people hadn't work, people didn't have jobs, some people had been redundant. But what did the government do? Government didn't increase tax on fuel. And they've done that for the last 10 or so years. They haven't increased tax on fuel. So the fuel prices going up at the pumps is as a result of crude oil prices increase globally. But in Ghana's case,
government wants money.
Government increased, and people were a bit skeptical. They said, you have petroleum resource within the country itself. And you're still putting tax on. So that really worried people. So if I'm going to say mid-year when that happened, it meant that so many people now were feeling the pinch, and which meant that his approval rating dropped so drastically.
Okay.
So that was their own doing. However, they tried to, along the line, they tried to stabilize the economy, stabilize prices, trying to do a bit of juggling here and there. But I don't think what made it worse, what changed everything, was the e-levy that they tried
to introduce.
So that really had cast a really let me say dark shadow on the whole year. The people are thinking, oh, you even want to collect a small one from us. I think with the petroleum, when people sort of decide, oh, we'll accept it, we'll go along with it.
But it's one thing that they do all the time. So people seem to be used to.
Get used to it, and people were, and also what helped them for that situation to completely die off, when people saw that crude oil prices were going up everywhere, and even in developed countries, people were talking about the pinch. People were feeling the pinch. I think that actually made people just to forget about the difficulty
in their part of the world, but looking at it as a global situation.
But the e-levy was a bit, I think like we were saying the other day, they should have waited at the appropriate time to bring it. This wasn't a great year to bring it. If you're looking at the pandemic, if you're looking at people's wages, if you're looking at increase in fuel,
taxes and everything,
that wasn't a great time to bring it. But they might also think this is the right time.
We need the money to
so that we don't do this when we are getting closer to election.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's a good one. So, you introduce it now, by the time they get to election, they are all used to it.
Forgotten about it. Yeah, so I think it's a difficult one. As much as I like him as an individual, which I will say, because he is a sweet talker. Yeah, but some of the policies have not been great. And what else could we say? They've created a problem for themselves. He's not been at his best, if I put it that way. And if you added onto it, which a black white,
they're traveling,
they will not let it go. Then all the liking I have for him
diminishes.
Yeah, because a black one would not let it go.
Yeah. And you fly, I'm 16 grand, an hour, and then you come and tell somebody the little money that you got, give me.
So people are looking at that and say how many trips. They are calculating how many trips is made in a year on a private jet. And looking at how many people were in that plane. How many people?
And Sewa Bruni, who was there?
But Sewa Bruni too. Story came in the whole picture. So even if he goes out today, or he's going to make a speech, not today. He's going to make the
New Year's
address.
Yeah.
If it goes out to make that address, and even goes out to make the State of the Nation address, which they do in January.
Yeah, in January. Yeah.
And I'm not sure how he's going to package it. Yeah. People will still be a bit not really believe him. Yeah, because they're just going to say that no. I mean, you've been flying, you've been having the best life, and we've not been having the best life.
Yeah.
And on top of it, you want to do a E11. So, for some people, even in his own camp,
okay,
I think it disturbs them. The E11 situation, everything other else, they will defend. They will defend his flying.
Yeah.
But the E11 disturbs them. It disturbs
but let's look at the listen, just bear with us, we'll just do some 5 minutes more. You look at the setup of our parliament legislature now, where there seems to be that balance. Okay, there's only one independent person who flicks. I mean, virtually, I said that is going to be with the ruling government. So you look at how has that helped the country as well?
I mean, that's a great democracy if you have such. So it means that if something goes through parliament and it get approved by minority and majority, then the country is more likely to accept.
Yeah.
So, for example, when the budget went, there was a bit of wrangling. They went back, did some changes to the budget, and they were all happy and went through. When you look at the appointment of the ministers, when they were announced, it went both minority and they like the people. So that will mean that everybody is working together. For the country. But where there is a sharp disagreement between the two, then there's an issue. Then it becomes like a hung parliament. So which is what has stopped the E11 from being passed. Because it becomes like a hung parliament. So the parliament hangs. No, there's no clear majority of any individual. And a hung parliament, technically, they say sometimes it's not great for a country. Because they can't pass any rules.
They're still made always.
So if you look at a country like Israel, there's always
and then they have to go for election.
And which other country? There's another
Italy. They go for elections like no man's business.
So, but in our situation, because the constitution mandates that we have a 4-year cycle.
So you have to stick to that 4 years. Until then, you cannot do anything.
Was it this week that an African country or which country dissolved its complete whole parliament?
Yeah, I think it's an African country. I've forgotten which one. Yeah, they dissolved the parliament. I think they're not getting all less.
So those are the situations that comes up in that kind of percentage. But we are just fortunate that because there is it's backed by law. There has to be a 4-year term. Even if the president became a minority, they would have still been able to carry on the 4 years. But what they would have done was to rely on the support of some of the MPs from the minority.
Majority or the opposition to push their policies.
The majority would have been holding a gun to their head.
That would have been good,
but which hasn't happened.
Do this, or else.
Happened. So that is the only situation you can see currently. That the arithmetic of parliament is helping nobody, because it's more of a semi. And when they passed, that is why people thought there was an attempt by the second deputy speaker of parliament.
Yeah.
To go and
then go and vote.
So that one vote over.
Well, back then now he will be taking lots of sick leave. When he see that something is too hot, today I'm not feeling well, my pressure is high. And then he will get on.
That's true. And we can also say that that's a reflection on the MPP's governance previously. So the approval rating wasn't great. That is why they didn't return so many of them back to parliament. Because if you look at when President Akufo-Addo came in the first term, the majority
they had a majority.
They could virtually do
anything. Yeah.
You see, but to go for a second term and you lose a great deal of your majority, it means that your approval rating with the people was at, and it's all low. It's automatic that when the people don't approve you lose elections.
Wow, listeners, it's gone 1 o'clock. We're going to be running up. Kojo, what have been your top? I mean, yes, the other time you talked about the capital invasion as your top story for the year 2021. Which have been your top and which have been your low?
What am I thinking of? What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of something else. What happened in July? Hey, I tell you what happened in July.
What happened in July?
It was a race to the moon by the billionaires.
Oh, okay, billionaires club. Just flying up and down.
I like now because I wanted to go into the moon, but I can't go because I'm not in the club.
You don't worry, we'll get there.
So that will be the highlights really, when billionaires are trying to so space journey became affordable to people, of course affordable to billionaires, and the last trip that they made, they took some other people who were not billionaires. So they took actors and scientists and a few of other and a teenager.
One teenager who wanted to go there.
To space. So they made a race to space. Although it was a short-lived flight to space, but it tells us that we can all one day go into space.
But people are bashing that action that they took. They said that, look, on Earth here, there are people who are suffering. There are issues that are going on. We need to use those monies to help sort the Earth out, rather than you just flying something in space for how many seconds. We are there. Then the money.
I know. But let's put it this way: those same billionaires who went to space, they give a lot to charity. They do give a whole lot to charity. So you're talking about who went there? Jeff Bezos.
Jeff Bezos went.
He gives a lot to charity.
Charles Branson. What do you call
Elon Musk?
Elon Musk.
They give a lot to charity. They give huge. The only one who didn't join that group of people,
Bill Gates.
Was Bill Gates.
Yeah, he's giving all his money for charity work. That's the thing that there's a need for him to go up there.
And so in future, are we going to see more travel, tourism to space? Probably yes. We're going to see it. Now China also launched its own
space satellite or whatever.
Satellite.
Yeah.
And even Middle Eastern countries.
Yeah.
Dubai is
Dubai. Yeah. United Arab. Yeah.
So
we've also done there.
Very soon, India has its own space station as well. So space travel is just going to become in the next 50 years or so.
Hey,
not only billionaires
going. The ticket will be 10 million per flight.
Exactly, it could be affordable to even a millionaire.
Yeah.
So those are first probably currently below the
millionaire. We will get there and then we'll have 10 million just flying up.
Yeah.
Just going. Ooh. Because I feel good. Boom, I come back, the 10 million is gone.
So that I thought I should put in to break away from all these political stories.
That's a good one there.
So we should be pushing our children to get more money if we don't get it, so that we can have a flight.
The children, you have to make sure you put us on the flight. Yeah. Get the money, work hard to bring us the money.
We are also working hard. Anyway.
We are.
If you also get it, put us on the flight.
Wow. Listeners, we are bringing the program to a close. Your greetings or salutation to anybody.
I mean, you listeners, you've been with us throughout the whole year. You've supported this program. We've had your calls in, and the silent ones who have been sending their text messages. We're so grateful. I mean, everywhere you won't be here and still continue talking. We would have packed sit somewhere. But you have encouraged us throughout the whole year. And we want to say that there's a bigger, better, things coming in the new year as you come along with us. And I'll say a big happy new year. Not only a happy new year, we want to have a healthy new year.
Of course.
We want to be away from all these virus and
yes.
So we wish you, from me, I say happy and healthy new year.
Wow. Listeners, that is Kojo. Kojo D, I call him, but it's Kojo Dake. Not bringing his Christmas, his New Year's greeting. I'm also going back to you this afternoon. On my behalf as well, I want to say a happy New Year to you. We pray that God will grant us good health. What more money, because we want to go to space, don't we? Yes, and then and everything that you are wishing for yourself. And again, we want to say thank you very much to all the presenters on Starr Radio UK, all the management, all those our patrons, those who support us with adverts, and everyone who has taken advantage of this media to reach out to the world. We say a massive thank you. But this evening, exactly at 9 o'clock, there's going to be a live broadcast from here for the crossover service coming your way from Bible Life Family Ministry. So if you are not able to go out because of the COVID, maybe you've tested positive, or maybe you're not feeling very well, you're not sure whether you should go out or not, don't worry, we're bringing church to you at home. Kojo, what should some people expect on that one as well?
Oh wow, it's going to be a lovely time. We're going to have worship. Wow, you need to enjoy the worship. We're going to have testimonies for what God has done for people throughout the year, and we're going to have great preaching. So just tune in, enjoy live music, live worship, and hear great testimonies, and be inspired and hear great word of God. I would have said there will be fireworks, but there will be fireworks of God.
That's right.
You can't do physical
fireworks. No.
So there will be a firework of worship, praise, testimonies, and preaching.
Yes. So we want to invite you. 9 o'clock exactly, the transmission will start. So until we see you this evening, yes, it's me, Archie, and my brother Kojo D, saying Happy New Year to you all. Enjoy this song from Diana Hamilton. It says, when you come home, you watch over me. May God watch over you in this new year that He's ushering us into. And when that song ends, you don't hear from us, we say bye-bye from us here in the studios. Bye!
soon on DAB. This is Starr Radio UK. The
Turn it on.
Turn it up. On mobile and soon on DAB. This is Starr Radio UK, the leading African radio station in London.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening. Thanks for listening.